Have you had this happening to you? If you're watching a video and then the audio gets quiet in the video, so you have to turn the volume up to be able to hear it, and then the volume gets too loud, so you have to turn it down. That is a wide dynamic range for your audio. So let's see how to fix this in DaVinci Resolve. We want them balanced out. Right-click on any of the track headers and select Add Tracks. This allows you to add any number of video or audio tracks that you need. If you don't need a video track, set the number of video tracks to 0 and set the number of audio tracks to 3. Insert position should be below audio 1 and the audio track type is stereo, but you can change these as you see fit. Hold Shift and use the scroll wheel on the mouse to show the names of each track. Then you can rename each track to know what kind of audio is on each track. Click on the name of audio track 1. Name it VO for voiceover. Audio tracks 2 and 3 will be sound effects. Audio track 4 will be music. You can also color code the tracks. This visual reference can help you see what type of audio you have in each track. Right-click on the voiceover track. Choose Change Track Color and select Line. For sound effects, choose Track Color Teal. And for music, I will choose brown. If you want to place a voiceover, go to the Masters bin. Double-click on one of the voiceover tracks. The top waveform shows you the entire audio track, so you can use it to quickly navigate to the beginning or the end of the track. Add the in and out point. If I wanted to go to the first audio track, I will need to change the targeting from source to the track in the timeline. Click on Audio 1 box to switch the targeting from Audio 2 to Audio 1. Any clips that I edit into this timeline will automatically appear on this audio track. So let's do an overwrite edit. Pick up the clip, drag it across the timeline viewer, or you can use the overwrite button at the top of the timeline. To split a clip, you can use Command or Control and B. Let's go to sound effects. Double-click on a clip to open it into the source. We want to edit the sound effects to just the portion of the timeline that we are working in. So we will add in and out points directly into the timeline. Click on the timeline to make it an active window. A quick way of doing this is by pressing X. X will mark the clip and will put an in and out point at the start and at the end of the clip. Make sure that the audio will end up in the right track. So in this case, we will change the targeting from A1 to A2. Now make an overwrite edit. If you don't set an in or out point, it will always take the full duration of the clip. So in this case, the in point is actually the implied in point at the very beginning of the clip. Place the playhead in the timeline at a point. Then go to the audio track and place the playhead where you want it to sync with the playhead in the timeline. Then use the replace tool, and the two playheads will be at the same point. In order to monitor the audio in the timeline, the best way is to bring up the audio mixer. From the top right-hand corner of the interface, click on the mixer button. Then you can open the mixer out to reveal all the controls for each of the tracks. You can also hide the media pool to see more by clicking on the media pool button. Let's look at the levels and audio channels used in the timeline. As a rule of thumb, the dialogue, you generally want the audio level to be around the yellow area of the meters. Also, you can notice that there are two audio channels in this clip. This indicates that the clip is stereo and is sitting in a stereo track. For most dialogues, you probably want to work with mono, and ideally it should be in a mono track. In DaVinci, you can easily change the track type. Right-click on the voiceover track header and choose Change Track Type to and select mono. Then you can get a little indicator with 1.0 in the right side. This indicates it's mono track. If the clip is stereo, if I were to move it into a stereo track, I would still get the stereo audio, but because it is playing in a mono track, only the first audio channel is being used. If you want to change the channel configuration of a clip, you can right-click on the clip in the timeline, choose Clip Attribute, go to the Audio tab, and here you can change the format. So here you can change from stereo to mono and choose the embedded audio channel that you want for that mono clip. Now that I have my audio channel sorted out, I can think about the levels that need to be set. As a good rule of thumb, -12 dB on the main output meter is good. You can also listen to the audio as well, just make sure you're happy with the mix. The main thing is if you hear the different elements and not have one overpower the other ones. In this audio clip, there are parts that are loud and others that are more quiet, so I want to balance the audio throughout. I want to avoid my audience to constantly raise or lower their volume as they are watching the video. I want everything to be at a consistent level. All the clips on the same audio track need to be balanced and roughly the same level. They don't have to be the right level, but they do need to be consistent. So you can normalize the audio. This will calculate a change on the audio curve based on the peak level of the clips. Let's see how to do that. Select multiple clips on the same audio track. Right-click and select Normalize Audio Level. The -12 dBs level is a good starting point. This will balance out the peak levels. And select Independence so it will treat each clip on its own. Then click Normalize. Let's preview the clip. Each of those clips is roughly the same level now. Now let's make sure that the sound effects volumes are balanced across the different clips and are consistent. Once they are, I can bring the levels down using the track faders in the mixer panel. You can also adjust the levels for each clip individually, but using the mixer and track faders makes it faster and smoother. For the sound effect, we can create little fades between each clip to make the transition from one audio clip to another. Let's go to Detail Zoom. We can create a little audio fade at the beginning and end of each of these clips. And then I can trim the end of the clip so that it overlaps with the underlying clip on the audio. So this will cross-fade those two clips. And then I can also lengthen that clip at the beginning as well. A tiny overlap of audio is useful for smoother transitions. It anticipates that another clip is coming. Just make sure that it's not too long. And that's it. Do not forget to subscribe for more video editing tutorials in CapCut and DaVinci.